everyone, welcome. My name is Jen and I am the Urban Sewist, and this is the Urban Sewing Society, where we bring fashion and creativity to your neighborhood. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, please be sure to click that subscribe button below and click on that bell so that you can get an update every time I release a new video. So this week we're going to talk about styling some of those vintage and thrifted shirts and blouses that you've been picking up, and instead of just wearing them the way they were intended to be worn, we're going to talk about 10 different options for you to style those vintage blouses. So I have a few samples. I'm going to in particular show you how to style this blouse that I'm wearing. Ideally, it would be great to have a blouse that's oversized, at least 1 to 2 sizes larger, because it will give you more options when it comes to tying, more options when it comes to manipulating the fabric. So the more fabric you have, the easier it is to manipulate. So if you look here, you can see how I have styled this shirt by tying it to the back, tying it to the front, draping it over one shoulder, using one arm in, one arm out, even utilizing a brooch to hold the blouse in place. So you will need a few extra things here. I recommend a belt like the one that I'm wearing. This belt actually, it's a wide belt. It's a patent leather belt and it's got elastic in the back, and I really like this because I can bring it around to the front and I can close it up this way, or I could close it up in the back and have the plain side on the front like that. So that gives you a couple options. All right, so we're going to hop right into this, and I'm going to take you through some of the ways that I have styled this blouse. And let me know in your comments below what you think, and please share. Tag me if you decide to try some of these out. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. The links are listed below. All right, let's go. Okay, let's start with the crisscross. So you're going to take one side of the shirt, tuck it in to your pants, and the other one and crisscross it over. This gives a cinched at the waist look. It can also be combined with a belt at the waist, and this is a very kind of casual look. As you can see, around at the back, it's still a smooth kind of look. And then the next thing you can do then is tuck the collar in and unbutton the shirt a little bit to create a V effect in the front. And you still have the crossover, kind of tuck it in real good into your jeans, grab that belt, and that gives a nice defined waistline. You can pull it down a little bit more on your hips, and that way it's cinched at the waist. You can also pull the shirt out and have it kind of bloused out underneath the belt. I didn't really like the way the belt looked. I preferred without the belt. It's a much more casual look for me. Play around with the belt and see how it looks when it's higher up. Pull the blouse out, like I said. Unbutton it. Mine's a little uneven here, but when you bring the belt up higher on the waistline, it does give you more of a slimming effect. So this is also really cute, really casual. Next, we're going to turn the blouse backside to front, tie it in a knot at the waist in the back. You can choose to maybe button the lower button, but it gives a nice V effect in the back. And this is kind of cute, nice to wear with jeans or shorts, especially in the summer, because you're getting, the back is open. You can pair it with a belt. I actually did like the way the belt looked with this better. Now we're going to try that one arm in, one arm out. And this is where you will definitely need to have a strapless bra or use the tape that they sell now, and I will post the tape that I use below. I thought this was super cute because you have this asymmetrical shape at the bottom of the shirt, and then the back is out. It's so Now, for those of you who don't mind showing your middle section, you can put the blouse on, tuck in the collar, roll up the sleeves, and tie a knot in the front and tuck the tail of the blouse underneath. You can wear a camisole underneath or a bralette. If you want to cover up the tummy area, you can use a wide belt. I really like this one too. I think this is very casual and very cute. Now what we're going to do is remove our sleeves from take our arms out of the sleeves of the blouse and begin to button up in the front. Now you may have to play around with the buttons depending on the way they are situated on the blouse. It might be too tight if you button it too far up, and it might not be tight enough if you go further down. So you might need to move the buttons around or use a safety pin on the inside. I like this one because I do like off the shoulder. I like to have my arms out in the summer, and I thought this was cute because it's cinched at the waist, and I really like the way this one turned out. This next look you can try with any kind of blouse or shirt that has long sleeves and is at least 1 to 2 sizes bigger. So what I'm doing is I turned the blouse to the back and I tied the sleeves in a knot in the back, and next I'm going to button the buttons of the blouse in the back. So you might need a little help with this. Now after I have that closed, I'm going to add a belt and cinch it at the waist. And this is another look that I really like. I think this is cute with skirts, shorts, jeans, pants. You can throw a jacket over the top, but you'll definitely need a strapless bra. As you see here, I'm playing around with the straps and tucking them in, but with a strapless bra it will hold together very nicely. Our next to final look is going to be off the shoulders. Now this one is a little tricky because you really have to play around with the buttons on the shirt. You want to make sure that the blouse doesn't fall off of your shoulders. I did roll my sleeves up because I like that look, but then they started to slouch down a little bit, which was actually okay with me. I like the front, I like the back. This blouse gives me sufficient coverage, and I was pleased with the off the shoulder look. Now this last look is a little, you kind of have to work with it a little bit. So I rearranged the placement of the buttons so that one arm was out and one arm was in. I had to tuck the collar in. I thought pulling it across the bust might give it a little more kind of a asymmetrical kind of look, and I really didn't like that. So once I started to play around with the fabric, just bringing it around my waist was sufficient, and I ended up putting a belt on. I didn't like that, so I ran over into my jewelry box and I found a butterfly brooch that I really like, and I put that on there, and it was the perfect touch to finish off this one shoulder look. And I love this one too. And now lastly, I will show you how I styled this vintage blouse with one of my favorite black leather skirts that I thrifted about 3 years ago. This was one of my favorite finds. I absolutely love the soft leather of this skirt. I paired it with this little red clutch to bring out the red in the blouse, and also with this Moto jacket, leather jacket that I picked up last week. You'll see in my upcoming thrift haul, so stay tuned for that. And also the red pants really brought out the color. There are so many options for these blouses, and I've only given you about 10 or 12, but there's so many more, and I'm sure many of you will have more ideas. Think about all of the accessories you can add, like hats and brooches and scarves even. If you have, like for instance, I could have paired this with a black scarf, and I could have used a scarf instead of a belt. but there's so many options. So I encourage you to play around with it. I hope you got some inspiration from what you saw today. I tried to give you as many options as possible. So be sure to tune in next week for the sew along. I will be sewing the hazel coat by Mood Fabrics, and it turned out absolutely lovely. So grab your fabric, print out that pattern, and join me here next week for that. And then the following week, my thrift haul, my first thrift haul of 2022. And I can't wait to show you all of the goodies that I got. All right, see you soon. Bye.